Hi there, I'm Chandler Stephenson, also known as Mr. Stephenson. So, this lesson is going to be about natural selection, and I will be teaching two students the group activity section of this lesson. So, the objective of this lesson is by the end of the lesson, students will be able to describe the 4 factors leading to evolution of a population and how these factors make a population evolve. And we'll demonstrate this by working in groups to identify the factors of evolution and construct explanations about their eventual evolution in various scenarios. Hi guys.
Hey.
Great to meet you.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing
Not
good?
too bad.
Awesome.
Not too bad at all.
Awesome. So we just finished our lecture on natural selection. So now we're going to do an activity. All right?
Okay.
So in front of you, I've handed you guys a worksheet. And we are going to explain how each population on the worksheet displays natural selection. So do you guys remember the 4 points of natural selection?
Can we get like a little, I guess, summary?
Yeah, sure. So I'll just go over them with you guys again.
All right, sounds good.
So number 1 is the potential for species to increase in number, right? So you guys remember the examples that I gave during class of that. So it's just basically reproduction. Species can reproduce.
Right.
Number 2 is the heritable genetic variation of individuals in a species due to mutation and sexual reproduction. So that one's self-explanatory. We learned that earlier on in this class, how mutation gives rise to variation in a species. Third one is competition for limited resources. Right, so I gave you guys an example of that too, the hawks eating mice.
Right.
And 4, the proliferation of those organisms that are better able to survive and reproduce in the environment. All right.
Can you go over that last one again?
Yes, of course. So the proliferation of those organisms that are better able to survive and reproduce in the environment.
Okay.
So, and we will see that right now in the worksheet that I have for you guys.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna do the first example together.
Okay.
So, Joseph, did you want to read the first example with us?
I'll do it right now.
All right.
A small population of mice live in a desert with a limited food and space. Predators, like eagles, are abundant. The desert sand is mostly white in color, and there are brown, black, and white mice. The mice live in holes where they are safe from predators when they are not out looking for food.
Great job, Joseph. So now, if we're thinking about the points of natural selection, how this species will evolve, so how does this population show the first point? And again, the first point is the potential for a species to increase in number. So how does this population show the first point?
Well, the way I think about it is, since the desert is mostly white in color, and we're looking at the mice, brown, black, and white, the predators are more than likely going to be able to see the brown and black mice when they're out hunting for food.
That's true.
While the white mice, they look just like how the desert sand looks like in the place that they're at. So thus, a lot of the predators, like eagles, aren't going to be able to see them as well as the other color mice.
That's a really good point, but that's one of the later points.
Oh,
so
okay.
how does it relate to the first point? So the potential for a species to increase in number. How does this population show that? Just that.
Because they're, let's see, they reproduce because they're mammals?
Yes, exactly.
Just simple?
Exactly. Yeah, they're mice and they reproduce. They're mammals. They reproduce just like any other mammal, right? So that's the first point done.
Gotcha.
All right. So then now the second point. So the heritable genetic variation of individuals in a species due to mutation and sexual reproduction. So, what genetic variation does this population show? What's the genetic variation in this population?
The brown and black mice.
Exactly, right? So there's actually 3 different mice colors. So there's white, brown, and black. So that's how this population shows a second point.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there's the third point. So competition for limited resources. How does this population show competition for limited resources?
Well, there's not very many of them, and they already live in an area where there's limited food and space to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all like competing for like the same amount of stuff.
Exactly.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Good job. All right. So, and then the fourth point is actually something that you had said earlier on, Joseph.
Okay.
So the proliferation of those organisms that are better able to survive and reproduce in the environment. Do you want to reiterate that for me?
Yes, with that one, it's mainly since the predators and eagles are abundant, they're looking for food. They need to be eating the mice. Since the desert sand is white in color,
Mm-hmm.
the brown and black mice are going to be it's going to be easy for predators like eagles to see them.
Yeah.
Thus, they're going to go and mainly eat black and brown mice. With white mice, it's kind of like they're hidden in the desert when they're searching for food.
That's true.
Compared to other mice.
Mm-hmm.
So the white mice are more likely to survive better than the other mice.
Okay, great job. Great job. So that sums up the fourth point. So now there's one more thing we need to do. We need to explain how this population will evolve over time because of these 4 points now. So based on your answers, how do you think this population will evolve over time?
Well, it does say like they live in holes, like so the predators can't find them.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like the ones who like are already gonna survive, like the white mice,
Mm-hmm.
have a better chance of surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna like stay in the holes and like reproduce, and,
Right.
like, keep on like repopulating like other white mice,
Mm-hmm.
and then like that will like grow over time.
Exactly. Over time, the population will have less and less numbers of these black mice and brown mice because they're easily seen on the sand, so
Right.
they're gonna die. And the white mice are going to reproduce more often, and over time that's going to lead to an allele shift in the population such that there's just more white mice and the species will evolve.
Right.
We'll have a new species of white mice. Well, this concludes this activity for now. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
helping with it. So you guys did great. So
Thanks.
Awesome.
awesome.